Hey guys, Super Horror Bro Mike here, and in today's video, we are going to take a look at a host of brand new information related to the Poppy Playtime franchise, including a handful of new teasers for Chapter 3. This new info drop came courtesy of developer Mob Entertainment in celebration of Poppy Playtime Chapter 1's 2-year anniversary. Yeah, it's hard to believe it's already been 2 whole years since we first came face to face with that blue terror Huggy Wuggy. For this celebration, Mob Entertainment released some never before seen behind the scenes footage for Chapter 1, showcasing some old prototype gameplay and an alternate beginning and ending. We're going to be taking a look over these clips first and then moving on to a sneak peek at the latest update for Project Playtime and a brand new teaser for Chapter 3. So sit back, relax, and let's begin this jam-packed Poppy Playtime news video with a look at an early version of Chapter 1. The first clip is titled Funny Huggy Chase and shows off an early version of a Huggy vent crawl animation. This animation was spaced out and slowed down for the final build, and in this early prototype, Huggy madly shuffles forward and it's easy to see why it was scrapped and then improved. Though I do still find this animation coupled with the audio to be pretty unnerving. Now the next clip showcases an early version of the grab pack. And as we can see, the prototype area is actually outside of the front entrance of a Playtime Co. factory, the Poppy doll comedically spinning to test with. While the grab pack animation is certainly a little bit janky, we can clearly see what Mob Entertainment were going for, even in this early state. And of course the final version is far slicker and more satisfyingly animated. Next up we have this early render of the entrance to Playtime Co. This looks close to how the final level ended up looking, and there's not really much more to say about it, but it is always nice to see a new render from such a talented team of modelers. Now we move on to the more juicy stuff, beginning with a look at the alternate beginning to Chapter 1. Check this out. As you saw in that clip, the original intro takes place in a car park at sunset, our protagonist arriving at the front of a factory and then heading inside. In the final game, we begin our adventure in the lobby at night. I guess the creators felt this made the story more mysterious and put players straight into the game. We can of course still see this old car park setting in the main menu, so it wasn't completely scrapped. Last but by no means least, we have the original ending to Chapter 1. This uses audio to convey its message, so I'll play the entire clip. It seems something, perhaps Huggy Wuggy, chases the player into a room. They lock themselves inside only to realise it's a dead end. This is until a secret exit is discovered behind a bookcase. This leads down to a room where Poppy is contained within that familiar case. While I do like this ending, I think the final version was more impactful, sending Huggy plummeting down into the depths of the facility and then entering a forbidden dollhouse where Poppy eerily slept inside her case. Well, that's it for Poppy Playtime Chapter 1, so now let's take a quick look at the latest map update for Project Playtime. This map seems very industrial in design and will release on October 25th as part of Project Playtime's Phase 3 update, titled Forsaken. An update that promises to add a bunch of new content to the game, as well as better balancing gameplay, and of course providing a selection of new unlockable skins and the new map scene here. But where is this map located? Well, to me it looks very reminiscent of a prison in its design. The central area and monitoring and observation deck, with walkways leading to containment cells leading from it. This is potentially where the mascot experiments were caged and monitored. We have heard scientists discussing how they contained and monitored the mascots in various audio logs from previous chapters, so this may be our first real look at the area in which these mascots were contained. Either way, it's a super awesome looking map and I can't wait to check it out when Project Playtime's Forsaken update launches later this month. Finally, we come to Poppy Playtime Chapter 3. There were 2 new images shared, one a gameplay screenshot and the second a teaser poster. Let's take a look at the gameplay screenshot first. The location of this image seems to be a production area. At the top of the screen is an observational walkway, a place where the higher ups could monitor the staff working on the production line below. A giant glass vial can be seen on the right hand side of the image, and pipes run along the walls and corridors. A broken walkway falls into a pit of red gas. This seems to be the same gas we saw in the latest trailer for Chapter 3. A substance which was breathed out by the new mascot antagonist and is theorized to be a form of sleeping gas. This makes sense when we consider the title of Chapter 3, Deep Sleep. So logically, we can conclude that this area is where the sleeping gas was produced by Playtime Co., before being used on the orphan children experimented on within the Playcare. Now obviously we aren't going to want to fall into this gas, such a high concentration would no doubt be fatal. Luckily, it seems we have a new form of grab pack traversal in the form of this purple plate, a plate which is oddly attached to the ground. So what could be its purpose? Well, this may be something we can already explain. You see, a while ago Mob Entertainment teased a new game mode for Project Playtime they were experimenting with called Tag. In this mode, players could use the grab pack to boost themselves from floor plates on the ground and then fly across the map. So it seems like this will be the new ability in Chapter 3. Plates that when slapped with the grab pack's hands send the player flying high into the air or shooting great distances backwards and forwards, which means gaps such as this one in this screenshot will be easily traversable. Now let's wrap up the video with a look at the teaser poster for Chapter 3. This image is set within a dark corridor. On the walls to the left and right we see small holes. These holes lead into tunnels, and are reminiscent of the ones that Mini Huggies emerged from during Chapter 2, as well as in the Project Playtime holding area. However, they seem a little smaller, as if designed for something else. Further down the hall, we see what appears to be jail cells lining the walls. So this area seems to be somewhere to keep things locked up tight. My personal speculation here, as we know Chapter 3 takes place in the Playcare, is that these holding cells were for the children of the Playcare who misbehaved. If they chose not to sleep willingly, perhaps knowing the scientists would experiment on them during this time, then they were placed inside these cells, where sleeping gas was administered by the mascot seen in the previous trailer, forcing the rebellious children to fall into a deep sleep so Playtime employees could begin their nefarious experimentation. Look to the floor and we see a body. However, the body looks rather flat, as if it's either rotted away or rather is more of a costume. A hideous looking onesie if you will. When looking at this body, it seems to be cobbled together from different materials. A mascot head and claws paired with the plastic of a hazmat suit, the same material used by the Playtime Co employees when interacting with the mascots. Above this amalgamation of materials is the message, "This is what he does to heretics." Think back to Chapter 2 and we can recall a distressed Mommy Longlegs screaming about an unknown entity making her part of him. After her death, she was dragged away by a mysterious hand. We assume this hand belongs to the prototype. The body seen in this image is made up from different parts of different toys, and in the teaser trailer we saw this giant amalgamation of toy parts in which it appears Mommy's body is attached. So it seems when a toy disobeys or fails him, this unknown entity takes their body and uses it in a twisted work of unhinged art. But for what purpose? Well, this teaser may shed some light on this. The suit, made up from different toy parts, seems a bit peculiar, but on closer inspection we can see that there are actually smaller toys living inside it. And when looking really closely, we can see that these little critters look very similar to the face of the gas-breathing antagonist referenced earlier in this video. This tells us that the creatures administering the gas to the children are small cat-like critters, emerging from the pipes of this jail and then administering the sleeping toxin to the children contained here. But why are they hiding in this suit? Well, my theory is that these creatures serve at the pleasure of the bigger, clawed creature previously teased by Mob Entertainment in this image as well as the last trailer. A creature that seems to worship the prototype and run a cult-like movement in the daycare dedicated to them. This makeshift costume was tailored by this creature for his minions, who may well work together to control this suit, running around inside it to chase the player before disappearing back inside their hiding holes. It would certainly be pretty scary to witness this mangled body stagger to life and give chase through the dark hallways, especially if the little critters controlling it breathe out paralysing gas while doing so. Of course, this is just speculation on my part, and we'll have to wait and see how things really play out when Chapter 3 of Poppy Playtime releases later this winter. Let me know what you think in the comment section below and what you're most excited about for Poppy Playtime Chapter 3 and anything else related to this franchise. But for now, we've come to the end of this video and a look at the latest news for Poppy Playtime. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it both entertaining and informative. If you did, remember to leave a like, comment down below, and of course subscribe for more videos just like this one. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video.